here's the deal. Rear tire on this mini bike is flat, and it only lasts about 6 hours when I pump it up. So we're gonna slime it up and see if that helps. So it looks like the smallest tire options are 237 mils, and that's about what I have left in there. So I'm not gonna use all of it actually, because it's kind of heavy and I don't want all that rotating mass inside my tire. So we'll start with about half or 3/4 of what's left in here. And then we're gonna use the rest of this for one of Sarah's scooters. I got her this scooter for Christmas. Found it in a bush, and you know, you want real authentic gifts, you find them in a bush. Gave it to her. She didn't ride it for about a month, but when she finally did, we found out that the rear tire was flat, and it needs some sliming up. So we're gonna slime that later. For now, we're just gonna slime this, and we'll go for a slime ride. Okay, well the first step is to use this valve core tool and remove the valve core, but I just went to loosen the valve core and it was already loose. So I just tightened it up, and maybe that's my issue, why it's draining all this air out. So I'm gonna try filling it up now before I slime it and see if that helps. I'll check back in. Okay, we got some air in that rear tire. We're gonna see how that holds up. I got a valve stem on there now as well. Hopefully it's good. Next order of business, next mod here is I only have this much steering angle, right? And that's because of these stoppers here. So, you know, physics, we're just gonna grab the hammer and whack these metal things and give myself some more angle here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, now we're talking. Now I got some angle, because I would basically you have to lean a lot to turn this thing because you can barely steer it. So I almost hit the Legacy a good couple times just trying to turn this thing in the driveway. All right, well it's been more than 6 hours and the tire's holding up great. So we're gonna take it to Jared's now. It's also snowing. We're gonna go let Jared try it out, have some fun. See you there. We just pulled up at the Novak residence, and look at this E36. Looks good now. He's doing a new livery on it. And it looks really sweet. Dang, that looks good.
Hey, he's got a little thing on the front. A splitter, is that what it's called?
Boom! I got the two dailies over here, parked them nice. I think we know which one's the nicer one here. 50cc. Here, we're gonna get Jared Dog's reaction here. Here it is! See? Whoa! I'm amazed.
Okay, we gotta wait for this.
You like that, eh?
Jeez, don't tease me like that.
Maybe choke off.
Do you have anything in my teeth?
Still get
Man, it runs.
You like
good.
it, eh? Okay, maybe just check back in when we started. Okay, big flyby, big flyby. Holy, guy's got some balls on him, eh?
Maybe one or two. I thought he didn't know how to stop the thing for a second.
You always gotta let the missus take it for a spin too. It really sounds like something's breaking on it. Like that metal rattling noise. So I just came over here to bomb around with Jared and show him the bike.
And Sarah.
Yeah, not really, not just Jared, really. And now Sarah and Jared have unanimously voted that we're wrapping it, so.
You gotta watch all these steps.
By we, I mean Jared, and here goes Jared. We're back. Here it is. So Jared had to do it 3 times, and it was cold. It kept breaking. What do you say about your arrow? What do you call it, first of all?
It's an Avatar head strike.
Okay.
I saw this vision in a dream once. Turn off that music before you get copyrighted. Yeah, that vision came to me a long time ago.
Not bad. Better than nothing. Tell you that right now.
Almost better than
Do we
nothing.
gotta do something on the back or no?
Sweet.
It's gonna fall off in a few minutes, I'm sure.
What's rattling? Everything. Oh. Oh my ride this thing from the back seat? Hey, Jerry, you ever ride this thing like this? Hey, Jerry, you ever ride this thing like this? Woo! Thanks for the ride, Jared.
Oh my god.
What did you do? Bye,
Jesus,
Jared.
going straight. Bye, you guys.
Here. Oh, that didn't work.
Till next one.
I'm like the NATO of this channel.
Yeah, what can I say?
What can you say?
I'll tell what to say here, you guys.
Okay. Oh, I have more advice. Yep.
Okay, I'm a little skeptical to give this one to you guys because it's something that I carry with myself every day.
Step into the light.
It gets me through any hard time in my life, really, so I want to give it to you. And so, Jamin and I have been talking about this one. Jamin actually lives by this one too. Anytime any of you are down or school's getting hard or maybe you just feel like a failure, hell, we all sometimes feel like a failure. I want you to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am a failure, and you're gonna feel better. Everything will just magically get better. So yeah, take that approach and I guarantee you'll see success. Okay, you guys.
Okay, story time. So yesterday, Sarah drops me off at the parking lot. I won't tell you guys where, but somewhere close to my house. And I do a lap in the parking lot, make sure this thing runs, and then I'm off to drive home. And right when I get by this convenience store, I see a cop in the parking lot there. It's like 10 p.m. or so. I see a cop in the lot. I'm like, oh crap. And I just ride by casually and then almost come to a complete stop at the stop sign because I'm like, let's just play it casual. Maybe they think I'm a bike. And then I started going straight through the stop sign, and I think I peered back and I saw this cop had backed out and was coming after me, or so I thought, and I'm like, oh crap. So I go through and then I got a right or a left, and I choose left to go on this walking path that goes beside this road, and then I knew there was a walking path that cuts into the neighborhood there where a car can't get through. So this thing only goes like 22 kilometers an hour, 25, who knows? So I'm just got her mad at, and I'm just going for it at like a very slow speed. And I see these headlights come up beside me, and I'm not gonna make eye contact, but I see the headlights come up beside, and then it stops accelerating. It's just riding parallel, and I can see this car in my peripheral. And then I got like 15 feet left, and the cherries come on. I'm like, oh crap. And I just keep riding. I take a left there, and the cop stops right there because I can just see blue, red, blue, red, blue, red in my peripherals, and I'm riding down this walking path. I take a right, I'm in the neighborhood now. I'm like, oh crap, there's only one way in and out of this neighborhood by road. I'm like, that's like, they're gonna get me now. But I keep riding down this sidewalk, and this thing's so loud too. It's so slow, but it's so loud. And I see a walking path up ahead. I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. So I start taking this walking path down. It's downhill. I kill the engine because I'm like, okay, we're going incognito. And then it's really icy too. So I'm going downhill, just coasting. And then I just tap my brakes and I spin out backwards. And I got my feet down as like tripods or quadrupods, and sliding backwards. And then I pull it back forwards. And as I'm walking out from the walking path, I'm gonna go left here. So I just take a quick peek right. There's the cop sitting right there, like no lights on there, trying to be stealthy too. I'm like, oh crap, I don't know if they saw me. So I turn around really quick, start running up the hill, pushing the bike, but I can't run. I'm in running shoes, and it's all slick ice, like I just said, from sliding down. So I can barely move. It's like when you're in a dream and you're trying to get away and you just can't move, if you guys have ever had those dreams. So I'm like beside the bike, trying to run, but I'm going slower than a walking pace. So I'm like, oh, if one of these cops jumped out of the car, like they've got me now. I go up in the side and I'm running on the snow to get some traction. It's still not really working. I finally get up the ice, take a right, and then I'm just running with the bike, like running as fast as I can. And I was gonna go hide in between two of these houses, but people have those motion sensor lights, so the lights keep flicking on everywhere, like giving away where I am. I'm like, oh shit. And then if somebody, like this cop was chasing me, I'm like, oh, he's gonna see me like right away here. I can't keep running straight. So I had to dip in between two houses and park the bike beside the guy's house and then just lay down in the rocks, because his house, it was a walkout basement. So at the front, going to the backyard, it slopes down. So I'm like, if I lay here, at least I have a chance of nobody seeing me. So I just lay down there, and I'm so quiet. And I swear to God, I was there for an hour and a half. I don't even know. I didn't have anything with the time on it, so I couldn't check the time. And I just didn't move. And then I heard a car in the neighborhood drive by slowly, and I was just pooping my pants. But yeah, I stayed there. I was planning to sleep there actually, because I'm like, I don't know how much a cop actually cares about a kid riding a mini bike, right? Like, I wouldn't care much. Like, there's got to be crimes that are worse than riding a mini bike around the neighborhood at night. So I'm trying not to be paranoid and overthink it and be like, how long would they wait? Like half an hour? So I waited a little bit longer than that. And then my toes started to freeze. I had my hands tucked in my legs because it was, I don't know, like -5 or so. And I'm laying on these cold rocks. And then after that, I'm like, I don't know, like if I'm walking with the bike and I see a cop waiting there, like I'd have to ditch the bike and just run or something. Like, I don't want a ticket. I don't want a no registration ticket or whatever they try to give me for this. Like, probably at least $500, something stupid like that. I'm like, the bike's worth $200, and if I gotta leave it, I gotta leave it. So I left it at this guy's house, went through the guy's yard, and then just jogged home. Got home and had a couple hours of sleep, and then went to pick it up in the morning. And I was still a little suspect in the morning, but we got the bike back. We're good to go. I took a small video. It's really dark, but you can just kind of hear audio of me laying on the side of this guy's house. Okay, I'm trying to be really, really quiet because I'm probably okay now, but the cops lit me up, and I'm on the mini bike. There's the bike right over there. I'm in between two houses right now, and they lit me up. I took a walking path, and then they took the road down the next turn and cut me off at the sidewalk, so I had to turn around, run up the icy path. I felt like I was in a dream. I was trying to swim away, and I couldn't get away because this ice was so slippery and it was uphill. And now I'm, like I said, hiding in between two houses, laying on the rocks here. I've been waiting it out for probably 20 minutes, half an hour at this point. I just don't know how much they care about this and how long they're gonna wait, so I'm gonna await them. I'll update you guys later. And just try to be super, super quiet, so I'll play that after here. Other news, I'm still looking at getting a drift car, some sort of beater drift car. I'm looking at trucks now too, like anything manual, rear-wheel drive I'm looking at. So if you guys know anything manual, rear-wheel drive, I'm very interested in it. Also, I've been looking recently at other Edmonton or Alberta automotive YouTube channels that I can collaborate with, but I can't find many. Like, I know there's a guy in Red Deer, 403 Media, but he doesn't really post much anymore. He had a rear-wheel drive, wide-body Legacy. That would have been a cool collab. I could still hit him up and see if he'd do that. I know there's some guys in Calgary and other guys in Red Deer, like Boosted Lifestyle and Sup Birdie, the guy with the green BRZ. But if there's any smaller channels too, like up-and-coming smaller channels too, I'd love to collaborate. Jumbo.
I ordered a lot of stuff.
Now!
Okay, you guys are picking up every last bit of this.
Sandy, are you coming?
Yep. Looks like we got it wrong.
You're up quick. Holy. It's like yesterday I was breastfeeding him.
Oh, ew! Ew! He's right on it. We were just talking about this on the way here.
Were you recording it?
I did.
Unreal.
Sarah!
Should I knock on the door? I think I might. Maybe that door will work.
I think that was a little too friendly a knock.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know the guy? He's gonna expect like an old college buddy.
Yeah, true. Or gal. I am here for you.
Hopefully the guy's home, eh?
Yeah, I know. I said, does 3 o'clock work? He said, great.
What if he's on the other side staring through at you right now?
I know, I'm a little worried about it. I know, I'm here for it.
Maybe your knock wasn't loud enough. Your knock was
Hold on.
too friendly but not loud enough. I don't think that was enough knocks. Like, he's in the bathroom, you didn't hear it.
Well, why would he be in the bathroom? I told him I was on the way.
I don't know.
Or she.
What time is it now?
Well, I told him I was on my way to 3:52.
What? You said does 3 work and we're here at 3:52?
Well, I said around 3. I said on the way in. He said something. Well, maybe let's just sit in the car.
You gotta yell, hello, we're here for the cabinet. No, do it.
No.
Just nicely say, hello, we're here for the cabinet.
Hello.
Here for the cabinet.
Here for the cabinet. I sound really in pain.
2 minutes and 15 minutes. What do you have to say?
It's not worth it. Well, let's sit in the car for a minute.
Okay.
Maybe we'll knock on the garage or something.
Sarah's cabinet flipping business.
His name's Nader. He's not answering me.
So overall, how was the experience?
Well, we didn't even get the cabinet. I offered him $10 less than what he posted it for. He said, well, he's posted it for 50. I said, 40? Well, would you take 40? Question mark. I'm on the way. He goes, 50. So I say, here.
I think your knocks were too weird. You didn't like the knocks. You did the doot 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 doot. What? You friends? Do you know the guy?
Messaged him like twice.
Camera's not on, by the way. You don't have to act weird.
I'm not acting.
It is on, actually.
Hold it up. What about Nader? Come on. Come on, Nader.
Call him Tomater.
Nader. To Nader. Okay, well. Oh, I saw something moving in the mirrors.
I'm getting hungry. How long are we going to be here for?
Well,
I like your deals you set up. Very to the point, on time, and they're executed well.
I said, how is shortly after 3?
What did he say?
He said, great.
He said great. So it went from 3 to around 3 to shortly after 3.
Okay, well, do you want me to read it?
I'd love you to read it, actually.
How is around 3? Still around 3. It's 3:54.
Just like
Still
this morning,
starts
right?
with 3.
See you there at 8? Yeah, 8.
Well, he would have said something. I said, on the way now. Had to stop at the bank. Just have my money. Okay. Maybe I'll slide a tenner under the garage and see if that coaxes anybody out.
I don't think he's a mouse. Slide a piece of cheese under, maybe. He'll come running out.
Maybe.